Oh, what an occasion, what a day, what a moment, what a life. Oh my goodness gracious. My heart rate will never know peace, and neither will my vocal cords, because my voice will be gone damn near every run-in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the building. Arsenal 2, Everton 0 at the Emirates Stadium. My name, of course, is Full-Time Trip. How y'all doing, man? How's everything going? Let's collectively take a deep breath, because that was a lot. All right, ready to just... Oh my gosh, I can't believe we just got through this shit, bro. Gosh, man, it hurts. Okay, we're good. Anyways, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Wow, what a result. Really, I think overall, what a solid performance. And what a time to lock in and get it done. Just so many different things that we could talk about and touch on. Obviously, both goals coming at the death in the last 1 minute of regular time, and in stoppage time as well. VIKTOR GYOKERES with a nice, again, tap in for some great work between HINCAPIE and Max Dowman. And of course, Max Dowman's run all the way from one end of the pitch to the other, scores in his first, again, well, one of his first, I think one of his first starts. Well, it's not a first start, but it's like his third cameo or whatever. But he is now the youngest goal scorer in Arsenal and Premier League history. At 16 years and 100 and something days. I don't even know. He can't drink beer. He can't do no exam. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't do nothing adult-ish in this life right now. All right? He can't do it. But he could damn sure give us a vital lift in a crucial game to get us over the line, 3 points and 10 points clear in the table overall as it stands. Oh, man. Pardon me. I need to wipe my brow like a damn pastor, because what the heck was I experiencing? First and foremost, I just wanted to talk about the lineup. Initially, again, what we wanted to see. I think what many people wanted to see, with the absences that we have, and the fitness issues that persist throughout the squad, we wanted to see a little bit more of that dynamism, that interconnectivity that we saw in, games past, seasons past, what have you. And seeing the likes of Havertz back, seeing CALAFIORI back, huge boosts in the fluidity of how we play. And I think that helped out. Seeing Saka on the right, Eze in the 10, and Noni Madueke on the left was a little bit, I don't think Madueke was probably the best option to have on the left-hand side predominantly. I wish I would have hoped to be more fluid in that, but that was probably a little bit more rigid by design. But still, the story of the game was the fluidity was back, the control was back, the poise was back, and Everton weren't in the mood to press too actively outside of their own half. So again, we had a lot of control, we had a lot of possession, but it was making the most of those chances. And the story of that for much of the game was continuing to try and find a way. The final third actions individually, again, there's still things remaining to be seen from that standpoint in my eyes. Overall, again, the shooting actions, some of the crossing actions, it wasn't all the way there, but you could see again the interconnectivity and the play and the control and possession, the trying things felt much better than it did in weeks previous. This is probably one of the best performances that we've had overall in the past couple of months, point blank period. And I think a lot of that, again, is down to those inclusions of having CALAFIORI back, going between the lines, some very incisive passing, what have you, and Kai Havertz back as well, looking to connect, play in different ways, how he does with his IQ. I'm just man, I can't even focus on the rest of the game because I'm just so hyper fixated on the end of the game and how the substitutions and everything played a factor in just us getting over the line. Really quickly, I'm not gonna spend too much time on everything else. I want to keep this trying a little bit condensed today, but one thing I want to credit, and I don't do this in every single video, but you have to credit Mikel Arteta. While again, Noni Madueke strictly on the left probably wasn't the most optimal decision that we all wanted. It was there, it wasn't effective, took him off a little bit early, which I thought might not have been the right call. But with the substitutions incrementally and the impact that they all had, he absolutely was making the right calls. Jury and Timber came off, but yeah, it was a little bit sheepish with whatever happened to him, whether his groin or his ankle. Hopefully that is a minor. Whatever it was, he seemed to walk off under his own power. It was precaution. We brought in Mascara, and we saw that. We managed that process. We managed it through. Taking Madueke and Havertz off for Martinelli and GYOKERES, again, a bold move. Many people are like dreading it. Me in part as well a little bit. I'm going to be very honest. Like, how are we going to, they're kind of suited for the breaks and running. How are we going to make this happen? Is it going to be a little bit more stretch? We don't know. But in the end, those were solid calls, and winning those duels, getting up high, fighting in the box, and running after things that might have just spawned up in Everton's final third. And probably the key one more key substitution as well. HINCAPIE for CALAFIORI. CALAFIORI had some good minutes when it got rough and tumble, and HINCAPIE came in for some wonderful contributions as well. And Zubimendi, probably the most important sub of the night. I think he played decently overall, but it was time to turn the screw a little bit. And we started to, not only Arteta changed the shape to have Rice in the 6 and then basically two 10s or two 8s in Eze and Saka, but he also brought in Max Dowman for some minutes, and all of those things in total created an environment where we continue to keep turning the screw and try and use that technical ability, technical quality to pop shots, find different ways in, and not lose the momentum in attacking potency, or at least attempts to achieve attacking potency. And that made a difference. So big up to Mikel Arteta specifically today. You know what I'm saying? We got to show some flowers. For as much as people want to cuss him, you got to show some love and give some respect when he gets these things right, and got it right. He did manage his performance wonderfully. Substitutions, game plan overall, again, it wasn't perfect, but it was damn good, and it got us the win in a vital time. So you got to give him some credit, point blank period. Now beyond that, to look at some individuals, we want to show some love to some folks around the horn a little bit here. There's so many people to count, bro. There's so many, man. Again, final actions weren't the greatest up until the last few seconds, the few minutes of the game. There were some decent ones. There were some good shots that were stopped, but overall the attacking potency just wasn't there in the final action. But chance creation, making things happen, attacking their players. Bukayo Saka looked much better today. Again, didn't get the contributions that I think he was fully involved in, but I think he looked overall much better today. Again, now those bad games that we saw are more of a one-off than people realize. You know what I'm saying? The dogpiling in the week was just BS, in my opinion. I don't stand for that. I don't stand for that, bro. We can keep an honest opinion about him on the day, fully fair. A lot of people was taking it too far. That was much more back to Saka levels. Madueke on the left wasn't doing the most, crazy things. I thought his highest point of impact came when he kind of swapped wings just before he came off, and then he created a chance there, kind of dribbling past people, trying to make some things happen. Not the most effective game, but again, still some good cameo effort there. We missed Kai Havertz a lot. I can be honest, in terms of the interplay with breaking down low blocks, the plan should always be in, again, low block situations, Havertz needs to be involved, for how just fluid he is in connecting play, for how solid he is in aerial duels, winning territory up the pitch. We should have had a penalty today, which I don't even want to talk about. You'll get enough news coverage from that with a bunch of other people. But just know, Andy Madley and all these people involved in this, Stuart Atwell, whatever you want to call them people, whatever, ridiculous, criminal. Y'all should be in cuffs. All right, cool. But still, overall, really solid stuff today. Eze in the midfield, first half, wasn't enjoying it as much, but the second half, I loved the impetus that he had to start popping shots and being more adventurous with some of the takes that he was getting. Really enjoyed some of his touches in the second half to just keep turning the screw. He looked like he was hunting for the win. He looked like he was trying to impose his will, and I cannot fault these players for trying. Again, Prince said that earlier, and I agree with that sentiment. I can't fault these players for trying and doing what they do to make something happen. It might not come off, but it's something that changes the tide, asks a question. You know what I'm saying? Puts the defense of Everton on their heels. And I cannot be mad at that, honestly. Shouts to him for that. Midfield of Zubimendi and Rice, I thought they were solid. I thought they were actually solid today compared to games in the past. Again, with the press not being as heavy, they controlled flow very well. I think they picked up some really good positions. Zubimendi and Havertz's link up specifically is one thing I wanted to highlight as well. I thought they were really good. Again, just invading those tight spaces around the right-hand side when Saka vacated or when Saka was out of the picture. They took up those spaces very, very well, and they created some dangerous moments. Again, we just couldn't find that final touch, that final shot to meet the moment that they were creating in some instances. So that was a really good link up. I want to see more of that connection at some point as well. Again, shout out to Declan Rice, just absolute engine. Some tackles and stops that he was making. What more can I say about him that hasn't already been said? Leading the race for PFA Player of the Year. Watch your mouth if you're thinking otherwise. Unless Gabriel, then I'll give you the conversation. But even then, I think Declan Rice is ahead of him by a couple of strings because of availability. So there's that. The defense, we have to give a huge shout out to David Raya. Some incredible crucial saves. Jurian Timber was heavily involved trying to keep Iliman and Dye quiet, which he did for the most part. Was involved, had some good touches as well in the final third. I know people are like, oh, why do we always have our fullbacks in the half spaces and stuff like that? But again, we can make moments of those. We can still do good things, and Timber can still do good things from those areas. So shouts to him for trying to make some things happen and getting it done. Came off a little bit early. Mascara was okay. You know, I didn't think he was crazy, but again, from a defensive perspective, just had to do what he had to do. Not worried about that. Gabriel, ridiculously, again, another tough job dealing with Beto and Tierno Berry. Again, they're not the Premier League's greatest strikers, but they are physical presences, and you have to be on your P's and Q's to really, again, grind through that test and see it out and get a clean sheet against them and any people fading off of them to make things happen. Saliba, I want to give a shout out to as well, really quickly, for the sense of trying those progressive passes. When we're condensing and squeezing the pitch, there's going to be times where our center backs and our defenders will be kind of those, again, those I call the pocket passers, the QBs in certain instances, where they'll see moments to, again, pass in this case, pass into Havertz, who's showing, and he has space to turn into the box to make something happen there. Obviously, on another day, we'd have a Ben White or an Odegaard in those pockets, but that doesn't vacate or negate the responsibility the center backs and fullbacks have to make those passes happen if they are in those positions. So I want to see people trying that. I want to see people trying to, again, just create line breakers through those blocks into our attackers to make something happen. And the fact that he was trying that consistently on the ball, that's something that I have to credit. That's something that I want to see from everybody who is in that spot, not just an Odegaard whenever he's fit, or Zubimendi whenever he has that time to. Everybody's got to be involved in that. Riccardo Calafiori, again, in the build-up, in possession, the guy does what he does. And for the people that saying they were trying to sell Calafiori, out of your mind. I'm sorry, you're smoking substances, hallucinogens. You're smoking. Absolutely not selling this guy. You're out of your mind. The in possession quality, again, the nous he has on the ball to make us a smoother unit as we progress up the pitch, that does not go unnoticed. And I need you to understand, on the defensive end, at 23 years old, this man is still only going to get better from all fronts. Today, vital block, could have easily been 1-0 down, doing reverse scorpions, trying to get that out of there, bruh. Look like one of Pootie Tang's, just like, what's it called, hair ends, just fling a bullet, get that out the way. This guy was vital today. Vital contributions, man. To the subs as well, really quickly, shouts to Mascara, Martinelli was doing a thing. PIERO HINCAPIE, some big defensive contributions at the end. Shouts to him. VIKTOR GYOKERES, at the right place, the right time, chasing the ball, trying to make things happen. He's on the end of something that breaks the deadlock. Whether you like him, whether you don't like him, whether you hate him, whether you love him, you gotta respect that when he's in the team, we have to just back him. We have to back him. Simple as that, bro. We can't get rid of him at this point, whatever you feel. You know what I'm saying? And I think he still has a lot to offer. I'll dead honest, I'll stand on this hill. He still has a lot to offer. And again, as much as people cuss him and cry him, they were celebrating and saying his name today. They were singing the song. He's coming up in moments. 17 goals in all games, all competitions so far this season. He's like 20 something GA. Bro, every last player is needed. And in these games, specifically in these games, where it probably will be ugly in the low blocks, where you need a lot of fighting, especially in the latter stages, this is where he comes up big. The Atletico game was a whole nother, similar story. The block was tight. Some things were breaking and happening. He found a way through. The goal was ugly, but all these goals count. I don't give a damn how it looks. Does it go in the back of the net? And he put it there. So big ups to him for that effort. And I can't even spend too much time on this guy, bro. I was about to throw my glasses again. I only do that in the clips. I only do that for the clips, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's just the energy over there. I'm trying to give reasoned analysis and just takes on the full video. But Max Dowman is ridiculous. Max Dowman is insane. Have I felt this since Fabregas? Or possibly. This is debatable. I mean, this is immediately like Saka territories, if not Fabregas territories, of how much immediate poise, just seniority, seniority and authority that he carries himself with on the pitch. I mean, listen, He puts his foot on the ball. He's running through challenges. He's physically not afraid of, again, those duels and battles. Wow. He plays like he's been in the Premier League for 5 years already. He feels like he knows what's going on already. The level of talent that we have in this guy is immense. As soon as he stepped on the pitch, the pressure from the right-hand side, the gliding, the touches, it had Everton on the back foot immediately in my mind. And again, the wherewithal, the confidence to move that early cross in, to take a stand and make a decision, be a little bit bold in that area, get the ball out. And while Pickford just barely gets a fingertip to it, still something happens. He had the endeavor, he had the balls to impose his will and make a moment happen. For better or for worse, who knows what happens. And again, GYOKERES is there for the goal. And on the back end, Martinelli heads the ball out. He has to make a scramble for it. He gets to the ball, rides the challenge, gets past Mykolenko. Mykolenko's on the floor, skirts out, he's gone. All he has, I can't remember who was left on the pitch. It might have been Garner. I can't even remember. It might have been Garner or Dewsbury Hall. One of them, bruh. Just inside, shift. Everton defender out of there. He's scooching. He's scooching. So it is what it is, man. Like, and he just walks the goal to the net, man. What a moment. What a moment, man. That immediately in my mind, if we do what we're supposed to do, that's gonna be up there in moments in Emirates history, man. That to see the youngest goal scorer in Premier League history as it stands do that in this kind of moment, in this kind of situation, with this many games left in the season, in this title chase, magical, man. That's magic right there. And long may the magic continue, because this is going to be a long fight. It's not over by a long shot, but we got to take it game by game and believe. That's it. That's the bottom line of all this, bro. That's my PSA. That's my statement. Every last player is needed, from the 16-year-old to the 31-year-old who wasn't even in the squad today, but is happy to be a part of the squad and get some minutes in Christian Norgard. Every last one is needed. So when the chips is down, when people is yapping and talking about this player, that player, pick side, rivals is all over the place, lock in, because them players is all we got to get over the line to get what we need. So move wisely. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let me know what you thought about this game in the comment section below. All that good stuff, man. Your favorite goal, the performance, what you think of Arteta's, again, game plans and lock-ins and all stuff like that. Let me know in the comment section below. Next up, we have, again, a month off from the Premier League, and we have international break, and then we have Champions League, and then we have the FA Cup, and then we have the Carabao Cup. So a lot of stuff just happening. Actually, I think we don't even have the FA Cup. I think it's just like international break, whatever. But next up is Leverkusen, and it's at home, and we got to finish a job. We just barely got out of there with a not good performance. We got to change the whole tune when they come to the Emirates, make it a cauldron, and get through to the next round, because we got work to do in that competition, bro. And then after that, it's Man City Carabao Cup final. This is where it starts, man. This is today is that run-in field. Today is where it really begins. We gotta lock in. Every single game counts, man. I believe we back the boys. We keep it pushing. My name is Full Time Trip. That is all the time that I got. And until next time, I'll see y'all later, man. COYG. Peace.